How is everything? I missed you all. We have the birth of the Irish Panda over here. We got Marco Gonzalez. I know this looks like a weird setup. It's good to see all of you again. We're going to talk about the top 100 starting pitchers today. I got to do it every single Monday for the site, so we're going to do it now. Let me get all of this set up and looking good for y'all. Okay, cool. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to go over the top 100 starting pitchers for fantasy baseball. Week 11, as we do this once again. Go through the whole process. It's good to see all of you here and hanging out. You can ask all the questions you want while we're doing this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be something. So, let's go and do this. I got to put out the thing on Discord. All right. That's not the one. That's the one. All right, let's just get going. Add, remove, raise, lower. He's already there. I think I removed John Gant. I don't think he's even there. What's up, Maleem? Good to see you back. Oh yeah, I should put on this stuff. Gotta do that, right? I'm just typing away. Yeah, it stinks what John means. Gotta remove John means. Yeah. What's up, Jibbles? Good to see you. I'm Wad Sit. Good to see you as well. I gotta raise Luis Garcia, get him out. Oh my God! Thanks so much, Mile High, for the sub. Oh man, that noise! I gotta change the noise one more time. Freeman Valdez will be raising, but I'll go through it when that happens. I think I'm gonna leave Andrew Heaney. By the way, I hope you guys like the new colors for tooltips. I think it stands out a lot better. It's also actually, if you haven't noticed, inside of here, the tooltips are also red for this stuff, showing you guys that every one of these has a tooltip, including the date, including that. And this one too, I think, is a funny one. Yeah, this one I enjoyed this one too. Oh, we'll get there. Does Aiken make the list? I don't know. We'll talk about that when we get there. We are going to add Jackson Kowar. He's probably going to be in like the 60s or 70s or so. Hey, good to see you, Justin. Yeah, Gregulator as well. Good to see you. Do you make the list this week, Sims Bad? Sorry, Sims is a reliever, so no. Tony Gonsolin does, yeah. Get a call with Gonsolin, I'll add him. Pitcher in the 60s deserves a gift breakdown. Well, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's the 60s or 70s. I mean, yeah, I'm going to do one tonight. I think I have the time. There might be something that comes up, sadly. And I hope it doesn't. But I got a phone call in between the last two streams that I might need to take care of. Hopefully it's all okay. I'm going to raise Herman Marquez. Going to probably keep Dunning wherever he is. I am going to add Caleb Smith, though. This is all fine. This is all fine. Don't care. I really don't want to. This is if we're hurting for someone. Glasnow's the same. Domingo Herman's the same. Arenolo's the same. We might lower him slightly. It's really close there. I'm going to raise Marcus Stroman if I can. I think I need to re-add Dinelson Lamet. I was stupid for pulling him off. Lower Brady Singer. Lower Sonny Gray. Keep. Ha! Well, I mean, I still got to write things about it. It'll probably take 20 to 30 minutes, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's not gonna... Yeah. Dub fourth. Good to see you. I guess we keep Freed maybe the same spot. I gave him the label. I think we lower Pineda. Because there is the forum thing. Well, about Lamet, I should have realized that at least his pitch count was above 60. Like, he had gone from 48 to 60. So then the most recent one was 72, right? But I appreciate the kind words, Mwad. Let's with Cease, I'm going to probably hold where he is. Probably hold with Wood as well. I think he recovered since. Right? No, he hasn't pitched since. He's pitching tomorrow. Right. Oh no, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can. Well, there you go. Ruined. Didn't mean to. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything there. Nothing. Nothing happened. Yeah. Turnbull is going to come off the list. You didn't see anything. What's up, Schwebs? Justin, you already knew. I'm shocked. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, Jones and Scooty. John Seeger, I should say. We're all done here. This is so tempting, by the way, Eric Lauer. I know, like, but this cutter is up. Ugh. Oh, look at this. Look at this amazing graphic. Like, do we have, let me see if I can show this. So this is the actual album, right? And this is the it's a great job, Justin. I love it so much. So good. Oh, Zuvi, no. No. Let's get those mod tools up here. Can we, Schwebs, can you ban that guy? If you're here, Schwebsy, can you ban ZV Munster? That'd be wonderful. Add Panada, yeah. Well, when we get to Panada, we'll do that. We're gonna raise Framber though. Thanks, Schwebs. Don't really want to change anything here. Talked about that. I want to raise Nick Pivetta. I still don't understand how he's rostered in 66% of leagues. Hey, good to see you, Doc. Doc! Yeah, blame Panada. Unreal. 1 start over 2 start Cower. Ooh. Yeah, probably Magic Oriole. I don't feel bad for you if you're doing Cower instead twice. You just don't know. Look at all these terms. No, we're not doing Dobnak. No, we're not touching this. Not touching this. Not touching this. I think we gotta lower Alec Manoah a little bit, because he just showed the other side of it. I love Ted Berg so much, by the way. He's wonderful. He's great. We're gonna remove Madison Bumgarner. Oh, is he not even on the fringe table? I'll add him to the fringe table. No change on McClanahan. This felt like a bump in a road, not like... He still had 17 whiffs. 30% CSW, like... see, slider was good. His fastballs got hit by the Yankees. Okay, fine. Doesn't really change anything. We're not going to lower Cole. Maybe add Tucker Davidson? If I need help. We're going to raise Austin Gomber. Soroka's out for the year, vibe. He's not pitching this year. Don't really care about Martin Perez. We are going to add Elliot. Actually, no, raise Eliezer, right? Because we did add him. Oh no, but he got pulled because of the... Okay, what is Eliezer's... He's back on the IL. Unbelievable. Forgot about that. Is this legitimately 60-day IL too? Oh my lord. It's the worst. LA's, oh hey Schwebzy. Oh my god, you guys should be listening to In the Deep, by the way. Schwebs, how much did you talk about pancakes on In the Deep? I think this is really the question that's going to drive people to to listen or not. I think I've got to rate. Where is he now? He's at 86. That's fine. Don't feel like I need to do much here. I guess I'll raise Casey Mize as Neil Vita all of a sudden shouts with glee from miles away. Jaco Rizzi, where are you? That's probably right. Oh yeah, I've got to remove Logan Webb. Oh, that stinks. And Justin Dunn. Look at this. Oh my god, look at this stretch. Do you see this? Logan Webb, Madison Bumgarner, Justin Dunn, Eliezer Hernandez. All gone. Get out of here. Remove. 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 Jesus. It's brutal. Remove Spencer Turnbull. My lord. They're all next to each other. Oh my lord. Okay. When is the first PL MLB The Show stream going to be? Oh, Tavern Night. Oh, of course, Tavern Night. You demolished me in MLB The Show. I haven't gotten it. I don't know if I will. It might be something in the off season. I just, with everything else that I'm doing for like planning for PL7 and all of that, I just haven't. And also, not to mention how much I have been streaming anyway. It hasn't been on my to-do list. Is Cueto even on there? Only a couple minutes. Wow, a couple minutes? Oh, right. He is coming back. I was preemptive with that. Thank you. It is confirmed that he is coming back this week. Well, Where was this? It was right here. Theoretically. Oh, sweet! Guys, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's only one column now. We finally transitioned. Jeff Niveen, thank you so much. Injury risk, strikeout, upside, cherry bomb, low IPS. One column. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. More real estate. Okay. Oh, man, you're a UX nerd? Good to see you, Brooks. I mean, we may have still a UI UX position open, by the way, just so you know. We are looking for a database engineer, by the way, and a WordPress developer. So if you guys are either one of those two, by all means, yeah, go to pitchlist.com/hiring. You'll see that we have an open spot currently. I mean, yeah. Curious to meet you. All right. Wayno stays. Davey stays. Canny, I think, kind of stays. Corbin, I want to lower again. This was nice, but yeah. It's not there. And this stuff I don't care about. Okay. Look at this, like, abstract one from Aaron Polcare. I'm gonna maybe raise Zach Greinke. Depends on the. I love also the tint he has here. Is that? Yeah, it is transparent. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this. I really, truly, as you guys know, I wanted to lead with Blake Snell. It's pretty obvious, I think. You know, but I had just done him like 2 starts ago. So look at all the things I did. We're gonna raise Blake Snell though. I read Michael Heddo's great piece on him. He makes a really good point about like the premier secondary pitch for Snell has always been his curveball over his slider. And the release point has been a little bit different, which I think is a good assessment that, like, hey, different release point a little bit lower does generally speak to more wild command. Because think of it this way. Generally, when you're missing up and away and stuff, there's multiple reasons for it. But one of them is often getting too far on the side of the ball. And that allows you it prevents you from fully finishing through and coming a little bit like this. That's what getting the side of the ball is. And the lower your release point is, you know, the more you're tilting it from here to there, and so on, the more you're essentially tilting your wrist too, so that when you release it, you're not still keeping your stiff wrist up. So for Snell to have a lower release angle generally means you'll have a little bit less command too. So, you know, so it's an interesting point that Hedda was making. He said, like, look, like, yeah, even in that really good start, his curveball still wasn't the overwhelming good pitch. But the one interesting part is that the slider was kind of acting as the curveball used to be. So for me, if one of those pitches is doing that, that's really good. And he threw 75% sliders for strikes, which is really good. So it's very encouraging. It was the Mets, and, you know, we just want to see it again, but definitely better. We're going to add Kyle Gibson. Actually, is he already here? Wrong one. Nope, he is not. Add Kyle Gibson back. Maybe add Keegan Aiken. It seems very Toby-esque, though. And taking a chance on a Toby isn't really what you want. Ha! Just her Navi in there. We're going to raise Freddie Peralta. Keep Urias, keep Scherzer, probably raise Nathan Eovaldi. Raise Luis Castillo. Hold Keuchel. Maybe actually lower because the schedule is now a little bit worse. Raise Shohei? How good is Zach Wheeler, guys? It's just so good. He's so good. Already removed that. I don't think I have Poteet on here, but if I do, actually I think I do. We got to remove him. I don't care about Michael King. We might lower Ian Anderson as I get a better assessment of him. We're fine here. Ross Stripling is already there. I'm probably going to leave him actually where he is. I just figured you guys would have a lot of questions about this. So I figured it'd be a fun one to lead with because of that. Did they push down Tristan McKenzie again? I think I knew that, and oh my god. Thank you. Well, he could still be at 100. Yeah. Oh yes, thank you so much, Kwon Kim. I don't know if Kwon Kim is on the list though. Is he? Yeah, he's not. So we just got to update the fringe then for him. What is he on? It's a back injury? That works. Yeah, I think maybe raise the ground, yeah. Oh, is it an ad? Oh, yeah, okay. Wow. I thought it was just a raise, but no, we gotta add them. Thank you, thank you, Fur Tree. I think Joe Ross was there. Yeah, he's at the 99. Okay. That's fine. We're going to raise Tarek Skubal. All right, I'll add Cole Irvin. I think I need to raise Charlie Morton. Is it confirmed that he's missing his next start for Yusei Kikuchi? Is there any update there? You guys know? I'm not seeing anything. He has minimal swelling. He's getting treatment, but he's moving around okay. He's not on crutches or anything like that. He's scheduled to start again on Saturday, which may allow the Mariners to keep him off the IL. So we're going to keep him on the list for now. So because there's no update or anything, then that's the rule. I mean, Kikuchi showed improvement. I mean, he's been pretty much there for like a good couple weeks. Tyler Molly is probably the same. We got to remove John Means. Already said that. I'm going to lower Eduardo Rodriguez, I think. I mean, he showed improvement, but it's also tough. Lower Jameson Tyone. I mean, he's just now missing the slider. At least the slider was... Sorry, missing the curveball. At least the slider was there last time. Lower Aaron Savali. I don't think I had Kelly on here. Okay, good. Lower Jose Urquidy. What about Cobb? Was he on here? I actually think he pitched pretty well in that one. I remember this now. And then, of course, we got to add Patrick Sandoval, of course. You know, without a doubt. I don't know if we changed Logan Gilbert much. This was pretty cool to see from a slider. He does get Cleveland next. I think that's all right. Yeah. Where are we on Garrett Richards on the list? Because that needs to keep going down. Voth, feel terrible for him. Maybe raise Wade Miley. Talked about this, talked about that, did that. We'll hold that. Yeah, all right, cool. So now the next thing we do is we go through this. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Next thing we do, we go take a look at you over here, buddy. We have our wonderful. Actually, I could do this. That's fine. I have my thing here, but essentially, all right. Anyway, we can do it like this. Of like, who are we removing here and who are we not? So I'll put me over here for that. Who do we need to remove? Okay, Petite. That's on the thing. I mean, this is literally right now is just the injured guys, and then we can kind of decide then who we want to add. And then we can see who we want to remove from that after. No one's hurt here, right? Did Eflin pitch in the past week? Strasburg, oh no. Remove Strasburg. Means, oh, this is so painful. And Flaherty. Man. Yeah, right. So how many spots does that open up? Okay. So we have 8 spots. They gave Eflin extra rest, right? That's why Velasquez and who's the other one? Don't remember. Okay, so who are we adding at the end of this? Let's just keep adding rows. So we're adding Jackson Kowar, who isn't in the system, I imagine. And I have to do that. Oh yeah, you guys get a glimpse of our back end. Lovely stuff. Let's get rid of that. Publish that. There he is. Okay. Gonsolin. Caleb Smith. Lamet. Pavetta. Gomber. Gibson. Sandoval. These are like the clear ones to me. Now, technically, so that's good, that's good, that's good. So if I wanted to, and now I need to make the question or answer the question of like, all of these, so 1, 2 here, like Cole Irvin and Keegan Aiken and Tucker Davidson, and you guys can see it. These guys here, are any of them better than, let's see, Tyler Anderson, David Peterson, Dane Dunning, Garrett Richards, James Kapp? Not really. There's someone that really deserves to get ousted here? I don't think so. Oh, there's Tristan McKenzie, though, so, we get one more, and that's going to be Cole Irvin. I don't really like... I feel that Martin Perez is very... just... He's a Toby at best. There we go. Garrett Richards, yeah, I understand if you want to do that. But I mean, the thing is, Garrett Richards for who, though? I'm not going to replace him with Tucker Davidson, am I? Probably not. I'm trying to think if there's any other like fringe guy that didn't pitch or something. You know? It doesn't seem... It seems like a pretty easy one here. Yeah, Keegan, yeah. So, I think we're going to leave this as it is right now. Nah, Urania, I don't... Nah. I'm not going to add Urania. Okay, so we're going to do this. Strikeout upside. Cherry bomb playing time question. Ratio focused Toby. Streaming option, streaming option. Not a streaming option. It's pretty ridiculous. Strikeout upside, injury risk, playing time question. Ace potential. Playing time question, strikeout upside. He's a streaming option, injury risk, strikeout upside, ace potential. Playing time question, stash option. That's all I can really say here. I don't know him yet. Cal Gibson, strikeout upside. Quality starts. Okay, so I do like Patrick Sandoval more than, say, like Cole Irvin or something. So who would be number 100 at this point? I feel like it would be one of the two Rosses again. No, I'll make it Garrett Richards. No, Ross Stripling is underneath him. No, he's above him. Oh god, I'm gonna have to name tiers later again. Oh my god, naming tiers! You know. It has to be a newbie. See, the thing is, I prefer rostering Caleb Smith a lot more, though. Same thing with Patrick Sandoval. Like, it doesn't have to be a newbie. I'm trying to think. You know what? Okay, you know what? I want to do Tucker Davidson at 100. That just seems right to me. That seems like you want the intrigue guy. It's Tucker Davidson. So that means someone needs to go. It really is hell. And actually, I just got a comment as I'm saying, like, I want to give an ace is going to ace to Alcantara. I gave one to Max Fried and so on. And it's a comment being like, yeah, but they're number 2s and number 3s on your teams. That, you know, they're not like the de facto Max Scherzer or something like that, so they don't deserve like the ace is going to ace label. I'm like, psh, yeah, they do. They feel like that too. They're pitching so well. You know how they're pitching now is like how an ace was 3 years ago or something. Like, we take for granted. Actually, I want to take a look at this really, really quickly. I haven't looked at this like all year. Look at this. There are 20 pitchers, 20 qualified pitchers with an ERA under 3 so far. 20. Wow, I think I've given the ace is going to ace to all of them except Pablo and Stroman. And Taiwan Walker and Gibson. Only 4 of them haven't gotten it. But, I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh, you have X ERAs here, too? This is interesting. I haven't done this yet. Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, man, I'm stupid. There you go. Who has the best X ERA? Like, yeah, you see that? Man, this has got to go up. I just can't. I have to believe this is going to go up. I have to. I mean, look at all of these guys. And then there's just this. It's like he's closer to Kyle Gibson, you know? It's like, no. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Oh, this is cool to see Eovaldi here. I mean, this doesn't really surprise me. Because they're believing in the home run per 9 suppression. Like, look at that, 4%. Trevor Rogers is going to get burned on that. I have not done like any of this yet. There's a reason why the xERAs, by the way, are for low home run per fly ball guys. And who's on the other side of this? Oh, look at these two gents hanging out over here. Who do I like? I like Castillo. I liked Corbin and Montas. Wow, Charlie Morton still only had 421. But the last, but look at this. Since 5-7, it's a 318. Oh, 131 whip. Eesh. What happened there? I guess that, but still in this. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. I can just do that for a long time. All right. Would I rather have Bundy or Sandoval? Absolutely Bundy. Not even close. Fastball Freddy blowing me away with consistency. It really is surprising. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Tar Minotaur. Ace is going to ace Stroman? No. No, Schweb, I'm sorry. He doesn't do enough on the strikeout side to really do that. You do understand, John Seager, that if you look at the list, there's tier 1, which is Jacob deGrom. I don't know if you can see this. Jacob deGrom's number 1. And then down here, it's Corbin Burns. He's in the same tier. So you want Burns up here at DeGrom level? Is that what you want? I don't think I can get behind that. I'm sorry. I don't think that's doable. Yeah, it's pretty much everyone else that isn't. Hey, what's up, Spore? Good to see you, man. Cheese stands alone, wherein DeGrom is said cheese. Yes. The cheese certainly stands alone. You want him in tier 1. Hey, when are we doing a fireside and who are we talking about? Let's do it. I got time this week. Yes. Sounds good. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the fringe table. Who is being removed from here? Austin Gomber is. Pavetta is. Is there anyone from this fringe table that we feel isn't currently in our iteration of the list and should be? Fleming is kind of close, honestly. Patino is so close. I feel like I need to not. All right. Man, that moment with Jose De Leon this season was really cool, and I'm kind of sad about it still. Gibson is back. Gonsolin is finally back. I mean, he's out for the year, so. But all right. There isn't anyone I missed here, right, guys? You can make a case for Brad Keller. And Mitch Keller, I guess. Ooh.
Hot dang, look at you.
Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Oh, no. No. Don't want to do that. How far does this go? Oh, yeah, it does. Sorry. I got to move the box over here. I want to see a series where pitchers and sports talk baseball over a game of MLB The Show. Oh, man. I mean, what you mean, Schwebzy, is over a game of Nick losing terribly to Spore in MLB The Show. Wait, what? Why does Pablo get Rocky Road instead of Boston? What are you talking about? Did they change today? Because he's going against Boston today. Thinking Fred has to move past Alcantara. I love Alcantara, but since this is a fantasy ranking, I understand that. We'll talk. What? Seriously? Oh my God, that is so helpful. Yeah, Castano's going today. Wow. Is this like a makeup game or something? Because it's just one start I see. And it's just one game against the Red Sox. Cool. Are these all makeup games? No, they're not. Okay. Wow. All right, that's great. And he still gets a 2-start week too. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like this is what should happen all the time. Throw like the bad starters against like the really good offenses. Just always do that. And then open yourself up to a win and make sure that you win the games that you're supposed to, right? Oh man. That is the way to go. Okay. So what we're going to do is generally now we're going to start doing the actually before I actually do this, I want to add all the ones that we need to onto the fringe table. And then, so we got injury. These are all injuries except for Tristan. Yeah, except for Tristan. So let's put them all in the injury area. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, it's 9. Really, I'll just do that. John Means, Spencer, Turnbull. That's not what you want to do, Nick. Madison, Bumgarner, Eliezer Hernandez, Logan Webb, Cody Pope. Yeah, feels weird putting him in the same vein as the others. Jack Flaherty and Tristan Kenzie. Yeah, I'll say roughly top 80. What is you guys remember Cody Petit's injury? I think it's a shoulder injury for Webb, right? Yeah, let's just say top 80. Extremely Nick voice. That's Andrew. That's Shrubsy's line. Hello, friends. It's not me. MCL. Thanks a lot. Sprain and then. And then Turnbull's was, I think. Oh man, yeah, JC, it's gonna be even harder for John. My God, I mean, you gotta understand. Essentially, we've taken the hitters and then split up into two separate tables for relievers and pitchers. You know, that's gonna be so hard. Is Pablo still in line for 2 starts? Yes. Yeah, he would get Atlanta on the other side of it. And what was Turnbull's? Do you guys remember this one? I'd say he's top 70. I gotta look this up. Forearm. Cool. All right. I'm so happy the fringe table is done. Don't need to touch that anymore. Yeah, all right. Cool. All right, so now we can actually do the list, which is amazing.
What? Dang, look at you.
Hey. That's funny, Andrew. I'm sorry, what? What is the Nick Pollack voice? Do I, like, it's just, I don't know. It's me being oddly enthusiastic every so often. Hey, thanks so much, Rogaine and Trevioli, for the follows. You guys are great. What is happening? But everyone emphasizes the what, but you gotta keep it through. You gotta hit every syllable. All right, I'm ready to do this. At the very least. And probably this at this point. Bauer is falling in my eye. I think I want to do this right now. And just do that. There we go. That's fine. I can't put Burns above Bauer and Darvish because of the innings. But he certainly has been better than these guys. I feel like it's just too good. Don't start a job for 4 weeks and it's 90 degrees outside. So midday pitch list, here we go. Oh, I love it, hell. When does DeGrom get one? Oh my God, that'd be funny. We should add a second button that is that. That's a great question, Jarnicles. By the way, I kind of dig that name a lot. Just runs off the, just rolls off the tongue nicely. With Coar, I honestly don't know too much about him. I talked to Trevor Huth last night. Said he's not like a plus or minus command guy with a really good changeup and solid velocity. That sounds pretty cool to me. But typically when it comes to MLB debuts these days, like generally they just get stuck into about the 60s or so. Andrew, I'm even envisioning you trying to do it and I'm laughing. So it would just be so enjoyable. I have not gotten anywhere, guys. We haven't even started the process of actually ranking save for tier 1. So is McClanahan going to lower in my head? No. But he might, because it's always relative, right? So, like, I don't expect to take Shane McClanahan and say, you are worse. You are now worse than where I thought you before, but we'll see if guys are going up again. We'll see. Yeah, that's not a bad call, Tar Minotaur. Like, if you are going to do it, you do it early so then you can adjust later on and catch up, or like, try and win, like, 2 of the 5 stats. Oh, man. Yeah, that is certainly going to be interesting, hell. Heck, Grammite, I should say. A buffer for greatness. I like that, Schwebs. Oh, yeah, why not? Quick reminder. No, we joke that we don't. We actually, we're so PC, or so PG, or actually G-rated that we say heck instead. So. I dropped Justin Dunn to see what Coward does this week. Is that about right? Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that because Dunn might be somewhat limited in that start back. They might not want to push him as hard because he had the rest. Oh, cool. We're bringing back the medium rare pancake discussion. Wonderful. I'm thrilled. All right, let's actually get to ranking. Okay, I think this is fine. The top 10 here. I feel like Nola is here at this point. Gaussman deserves more love. I mean, does Zach Wheeler deserve this tier? Probably not, because we don't quite feel it's as legitimate as the others yet. This is just okay. All right, so this, first of all, that happens. Does anyone else get it? He got it. I'm waiting another start. He got it. I don't feel like Joe Musgrove is outside this tier anymore. It does feel like this and this. Rodon heads to 19. Rogers at 18. Hey, Schwebs, my God. What a joke. Patrick has been. Oh, God. No. Nope, I'm not going to say the joke I had in my head. I tried my best to convince him to be mean to Patrick Corbin. I can't do that, no. Why would you want me to be mean to someone? That's not... That's not cool. Don't do that. Now, this is a very weird stretch. I think Stroman belongs above these. Molly and Stroman are both. Snell deserves to stay up here. Savali's underneath that. Sonny Gray is honestly here now. Ian Anderson, I don't feel as confident in. I feel like Molly's earned his right there. I feel like it's a little this mini tier. Alex, what I think is underneath this now. Like, this is like the fun who are just trying to turn into this tier, which ends at here, I think. Hey, what's up, DH Roa? Good to see you. Yeah, let's day. What's up? Yeah, I'm glad you guys can look forward to Mondays. You know? Yeah, Wood has been fantastic. I know the last start wasn't quite as good, but it's not enough for me to get ready moving away. I don't have it off the top of my head, but if I had to guess right now, I would tell you that Marcus Stroman's strikeout rate is probably hovering 20%. And there's Alex Woods. I already have it like ready. As I wait to load this page. 20.2%. Look at that. There it is. 20.2%. And that's the problem is like, this is incredibly valuable. I don't think any of us expects this to stick. But essentially Marcus Stroman is turning into Kyle Hendricks, right? I don't think it's going to be like that good. I mean, look at this schedule. My God. He hasn't. This has really only been the single tough matchup he's had, and he did well. Nationals, Phillies, Cardinals. Cardinals much worse against right-handers. Baltimore much worse against right-handers. Tampa Bay, Miami, Rocky Road. Diamondbacks much worse against right-handers. I mean, this is such a glorious schedule. The only bumps in the road were this start here, Nationals and Rays. I mean, what a glorious schedule. Oh yeah, he's what, 60% or something? Where is he at right now? Oh, it should be in here. It's not. 52%. Huh, it should be up here. Yeah, 52% ground balls. Extreme ground baller. Few fly balls, right? Oh my God, only sub 10% on his sinker this year, which is crazy. Curveball, wow. I mean, no, this is a slider, and there's a weird bug right now with like the tabs not changing animation. But slider is a money pitch this year. Cutter, not quite, but honestly, I'll take this all day because it does return this, right? O-swing isn't there, but he's getting strikes with the confident ones. 275 average is fine. Yeah, this hasn't really taken up. Oh my God, what? That's wild. But the usage is only 8%. So I think what happens with Stroman is that on a given day, like, let's see. Let's just highlight this. 9 thrown, 6 thrown, 20 thrown. This was the day when he had it. This is the day when he didn't. Is this fixed yet? Oh no, I'm sorry. They don't have a slider. And then like other games, it just isn't quite there. So he throws it a lot when he has it. 5 out of 10 here. 3 out of 7, right? So he doesn't. It's not like a money pitch you can actually call a money pitch. I feel like I should have a usage requirement for a money pitch. And it's got to be like a 20% usage at least. So like actually the cutter couldn't be, but the slider can. Anyway, the whole point of this is to articulate that there isn't quite that like overwhelming strikeout opportunity from what Stroman is bringing to the table. I mean, it's this slider. Well, I don't know why Inside Edge calls it a curveball. It's a slider. It's over here 1% for some reason. It's going to keep this low, and I imagine that let's move these away. This 255 BABIP is not going to stick around. I mean, this is a very basic assessment, but being such an extreme ground ball guy, you don't see that low BABIPs generally. They're supposed to be higher because you're a ground ball guy. I don't hate Stroman. I'm raising him in the list. But I think we can all agree that the skill set does not speak to like top 20 or top 25 really at the moment. Like, it's a huge part of fantasy is the strikeout rates and stuff. So like these guys, cool. I'll put Wood and Stroman back to back now. And that's top 30 for Stroman. I'm super thrilled about that. Do I feel okay with this? I feel like Minaya deserves to be up here at this point. Sounds about right. Framber Valdez deserves all of this. He's like up here right now. It's kind of crazy. I'm just gonna keep. Yeah, there we go. There's Valdez. I know it sounds crazy after one start, but it's like he was so good, and it's just okay. His slider that doesn't surprise me. A counterfeit money pitch? What would that be, like Shrewd Bucks? Yeah, his breaker 34.6. I mean, he does lean a bit on the called strikes from it. He doesn't. It's not a chase pitch for him. So like, I think actually in his last start, God, they call it a curveball too. My God. No, it was this one. I'm sorry. It was before the most recent one. And yeah, we're gonna change. We're gonna fix the strike zone plots. Don't worry. Oh no. Maybe I gotta do this. That should do it. I'm out of focus. There we go. Oh no, I lost this side. No. Okay. The main thing is that he doesn't really use this as a whiff pitch. Like this had a 60% O swing this one game for Trevor Rogers' breaking ball, but it's not really that used that way, right? It's typically used as a called strike pitch, and really it's all about the changeup doing things. Man, it's been terribly inconsistent. My God. It's just kind of there. And that's about it. If I was worried about him getting shut down last few weeks of the season, I'd be the head of the Rogers fan club. He might be. I think once I don't know if it's going to be like a hard thing like that for Trevor Rogers. When Sixto comes back and Eliezer comes back, there might be a moment where they're like, all right, let's skip a start or two from Rogers. Something along those lines. But you just got to keep rolling with him right now. And honestly, I think we kind of overstep the importance of September. Like, you got to get there. You got to get to those moments. And maybe he doesn't miss that start. And if he does, it's one, you got to make up that start. Fine. But who knows? Maybe you'll just get a streamer in his place that will work out, Like, don't overthink that. I think people put too much of a focus on where they'll be in September. Like, you could have your starter in September and then they could blow up too, It's not a lock that even if they survive to that final week that all of a sudden it's a good thing. All right, so anyway, so we're going to do this, I think. In between Ian Anderson, Sonny Gray, and Savali, I think that's right. I feel like Charlie Morton actually deserves that. And Sean Manaea deserves that. Hendricks versus Kikuchi, that seems about right. I want to do that. I'll take the knee injury into consideration with that one move. You are better than Hendricks right now. Rich Hill deserves more love. It's hilarious. Dylan Cease does too. Essentially it's just like no. Fine. Where's Tarek? Let's just do that and then I'd rather chase these guys right now. Because the forearm scare. Ah, you're going above him. I'm just seeing if there's any massive like moves up I need to do before I keep going here. Yeah, I messed up here. And then the guys we added over here, so. I'm just throwing them up there, guys. I'm not doing anything massive. I'm just trying to get kind of the general idea. Just away from all the other things, you know? So like down here, let's bring all the boring ones. These are exciting. This little mini tier of exciting, I'm just gonna keep that there. And like I want just as a tool for me to look at it. These are the exciting ones. I want the non-exciting ones underneath these guys. Honestly, I'd rather skip on Boyd the way he's throwing. Canning. Ah, Corbin. You're just not there, man. Yeah, Marquez is going to move up. So is Casey Mize. It's just, that's going to be more of a gradual one than it is just like, throw them up the list, you know? Yeah, well, Kikuchi, it was just a knee contusion, and like that hurt because it was, I don't know if you guys have been hit in the knee before. It's really painful at first and then it goes away, you know? Herman Marquez is walking a ton of guys? Is he? All right, yeah, his walk rates are up. Is he right? That's interesting. Last two starts to look at this. Curveball and slider have been fantastic. Yeah, we saw the slider bug, which is hilarious to me. Curveball and slider. I mean, slider wasn't used at all. Wow. Curveball's been fantastic. Slider was fantastic. Curveball and slider. He's been much better with his breaking stuff. Oh yeah, because there won't be a poll because I accidentally spoiled it before. But mentally in your head, think to yourself, who is this week's image for the list? Who do you think it's going to be? Just take a mental guess. Mike Trout is the correct answer. Kegel's underneath these guys. Gibson is ahead. I spoiled it and I missed it. Yep. Corbin Burns says Dr. AC. While I have all of you, fantasy football is stupid. Oh man, guys. No. It's none of those. It's Tarek Skubal. Look at this. It's so good. So we got to make sure he moves up properly. Yeah, Spore, I figured you might get a kick out of that one. Back to honoring the lefties. Yeah, I guess I do have disproportional amount of lefties as my features. Huh. All right, so let's go back down to here. Let's nail down the bottom, then we'll do like the jaws of success, right? Do we have any data on how pitchers do on the next start after being on the top 100 banner? I guarantee you it's terribly. It's the curse of the list. Lefties are superior to righties. Well, there's a blanket statement if I've ever heard one.
Hot dang, look at you.
Hey, what's up, Bacon? Thanks so much for the follow, man. The truth is true sometimes. What is that sentence? The truth is true sometimes. Oh, Andrew, you crack me up, man. That's such a... What? I can't. Oh, my God. Making Corbin Burns wait for his moment in the sun. He'll be so disappointed unless he believes in the curse. I mean, I gave it to DeGrom. I generally don't give it to, like, the top 10, 15 guys unless they're just so unbelievably amazing in a week. And it's just like, all right, let's just celebrate this one player. Okay, so I'm going to move down this to here. I mean, this is, I probably prefer this. Sorry, David. This is fine. Yeah. Ha! Woodruff and Rogers, banner range of my heart. That's pretty good. He's got a point. Alex Cobb, I think, is underneath these. Actually, he pitched pretty well. I think he's actually part of that tier. Same with him. Yarborough's underneath. I think. All right, that's enough with this tier. Is Alex Cobb the highest of these? I think so. Yeah, I think that's the end of this run for the most part. Okay. So then over here, you're above. You are, I think Corbin is kind of at the point of being down here. If I had Patrick Corbin, am I swapping him for Patrick Sandoval after yesterday? Or Austin Gomber? Or Logan Gilbert? Probably not. I think you're inside this tier. I think you're like here. My son's first game asked if this was normal. With 9 home runs. Oh my. Yeah, there really isn't. This is true, Tar Minotaur. I understand, Roa. Like, it feels as if he can just, you know, it's still a tiara or something, right? I get it completely. Okay, so it's kind of a Toby-ish tier here, like Wainwright, Rodriguez. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the Toby tier, essentially. I think Keuchel is going to belong in it. JT Brubaker's in it. Marco Gonzalez kind of is in it, but he's not. And all these guys are above it. Okay, so I just have this little mini tier of, hey, You guys, okay. Now, I think Jackson Kowar shows up. Justin Dunn and Jake Odorizzi. Probably Casey Mize and Andrew Heaney. I'd rather take the chance on the Lamette over them, but over Marquez. That sounds right. Marco Gonzalez is probably like right here. Town is intriguing. Would I rather do this? Probably would go here. Here. Is there anyone else I want to pull down dramatically? Not really. Maybe Pineda. We're getting close here. I think this is a new tier here. Okay, between this stuff, I want Paddock last. I don't love Eovaldi. I want this instead. Gonsolin above, Luis Garcia above, Descafani is like there. Luis Garcia, we're here where we are here. Sight unseen. Well, here's the thing. Kowar is that high because all of this is droppable to me. Like, in a 12-teamer, Wainwright, I guess I'm cool with like one. You know, he's a volatile back and forth. Eduardo Rodriguez is kind of there, but then he gets Toronto next. Or it's Toronto or Houston. I can't remember which one. It's not good. And I think it's Toronto, actually. I'm not starting Eduardo Rodriguez there. Matz is on the other side of that. I think he's shaky. JT Brubaker is a Toby, essentially. Same with Keuchel. So, might as well go after Kowar, you know? If anything is we've learned this season is that we even have, like, these exciting, interesting arms that are showing up. Like, look right now at the top 65. Wade Miley was free, so was Tony Disco. Kind of Nathan Eovaldi. Kind of Jordan Montgomery was. Gonsolin's now returning. Luis Garcia was free. Kyle Gibson was free. Manoah was free. Tarek Skubal was not free and then was free, and now he's free. Not going to be not free again. Adbert Alzay was free. Rich Hill was free. Shane McClanahan was free. Yusei Kikuchi was borderline free. I can keep going for a bit here. Valdez was dropped in a lot. Now he's back. Free. Alex Wood. Freddie Peralta borderline free. Trevor Rogers borderline free as well. Like, you will continuously find that last pitcher on the, you know, there's constantly an option instead. So that means for me, I'm not hoarding, you know, the guys over here. I just don't care. So might as well use that spot on Kowar and see what happens. Well, okay, hold on a second. So fab resources do matter. Absolutely do matter. But in a 12-teamer, in most cases, honestly, it's not a weekly fab. It's free agency. It's a free agency pickup. Sure, it could be a $0 fab or $1 if it's waivers every day. But a lot of this is, like, your standard 12-teamer league is just a free agency thing going on. Just so we're clear. I'm not treating this like a weekly league. It's a different thing. I mean, as I do this list, it is 12-teamers in mind, your standard free agency pickups. And if you want to put out a bid, you can. But that's just not, you know, it's not how it is. At least with how I set this up. In a 12-teamer, APOC, yeah, you got it. If you were drafting today, would you draft Kowar? Maybe as my last pick, yeah. I mean, that's what this list is. It's like my drafting order if I'm drafting today, right? That's what the list is in my head. Means was top 200 or like around 200. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is there's constant churn at the very end. Like your last pitcher on your team is constantly moving and changing. He was cheaper than the other top 25 guys. Oh yeah, I was able to pick up Bundy in multiple leagues. So I hope that I get rewarded for that. All right, I'm going to hold off this. I'm going to move from the other side now. So I feel pretty good about this right now. With Woodstrom and Valdez, I think this is right. I'm very tempted to lead the way with Valdez, though. But again, one start, I'm going to pull back. Really two, but you know. Yeah, when your last pitch was McClanahan, then it's just like... Gaussman has just been so good. I think if I haven't, I really should. There it is. Hopefully that clears it up, JC. Oh yeah, there it is, 0.3, yeah. I'm just catching up on the chat. Heck Grammit. Oh my lord, that is one incredible roster. Was Tylen lowered from last week or raised? I think he's lowered. I mean, my opinion didn't really change. It's more of just the field. Doctor's AC, I'm kind of leaning start done because generally, and I don't have the data to support this, so please, anyone else who knows better, say something. I'm leaning that if you miss just one start and it's just general soreness, it means you should still be in rhythm for the most part. It's just you throw it on the side as opposed to into a game. It's not as severe as like a 2 to 3 week stint or something like that, you know? Like imagine this. Let's say you just got to start skipped and didn't go on the IL. It's the same deal. Like he didn't go to rehab or anything like that. Kevin Godsman, absolutely spore. Ever since I traded for Nola, he's just steadily dropped on the list. Dude, Haverstall, he's had like the worst schedule. And I really hope that, you know, he said no. Yeah. That's pretty dang solid, Z Corky. I love that. All right, so we're gonna go back to this. I feel like Barrios is in this weird place, and I don't really like where he's at, but we'll get to that in a second. So Wood, Stroman, Valdez.
Oh, dang, look at you.
Hey, thanks so much for the follow. You're awesome, Beergan. Bayergan? Did I say that on the podcast? Bayergan? I think that would be something I would have said like last week or something. Hi, Dirt. I'm pretty sure I did. I think oh, man. Have we talked Castillo this morning? We have not, APOC. I assume you're West Coast because it's 1:30 here. I haven't gotten to Castillo really on the list yet. We will in just a moment. But I want to nail this down. This feels fine. I'm just gonna leave this. I feel like we trust Greinke more than Barrios at this point. Cucci over Hendricks. And I'd rather take the shot at McClanahan. Okay. Am I swapping these after last week, even though Hendricks did fine? But he just did fine. Like, you got to do better than a PQS against the Giants. How is this not an injury risk for Rich Hill? No longer a streaming option. I gotta people mess me up with like I gotta double check my labels more. This isn't anymore. This isn't anymore. This is. This is. This is. Nope. Yep. Yep. No. Yeah. No. All right, we're back here. Maybe I am undervaluing Alzolay. So here's the thing. Kyle Hendricks, Rich Hill, Dylan Cease. I think everyone would rather have Cease, right? He's just done so much for your teams. Bassett has been Kyle Hendricks, but better. You trade Trevor Rogers for Bregman. Keeper League had to make space for Gonsolin. Worth the trade. Rest of staff: Bieber, Lynn, Gaussman, Sandy, Wheeler, Molly. Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, I don't know how to assess Alex Bregman. I've done no research on him. Assuming that he is who he is, that's a second, third rounder. That's great. Since Dunn is right ahead of Kowar, would you rather have Dunn or take the chance on Kowar? I think the start of Dunn is safer this week than Kowar's. We just don't know what we're gonna get with Kowar. So yeah, I'm not in disagreement of this with you guys. I'm just staring at a little bit more about Herman, honestly. But this is fine to me. I'm okay with this. I'm realizing how much I don't like Kyle Hendricks. Is really what's going on right now. Okay. And then we go like that. School, man, top 50. No, Gibson, get up here. You're above here. This feels better. So from Alex Wood, where's the teardrop here? I think it's around here-ish. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Alzolay is above Hendricks now. I'm with you guys. Separate tiers. This is fine. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I think Luis Garcia deserves more love for what he's done. I still prefer Urquidy long term, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to do this. I'll take that back. I mean, I think Garcia's done everything to prove himself that I just overlooked before. So, whoops. My bad, guys. Yeah, come down. My God, Hendricks is taking a hit. Absolutely, Adbert Alzolay is not close. Geek Mill. Absolutely, there's no reason to chase the mystery box when you have something as good as Alzolay. Well, yeah, PQS in a 5x5 standard league, PQS is not great. You know, like I raised Hendricks thinking like he's now going to start being the good thing, and he hasn't really. And it's like, why would I keep waiting out for Hendricks in this way when Tarek Skubal is tearing it up? Alek Manoah has certainly expressed more of an upside. Luis Garcia had a terrible schedule and was fantastic. Shohei Ohtani is back up to 94, 95 and doing good things. You know? Hey, what's up, Zach? Good to see you. Could Garcia be pitching his way into a permanent rotation spot? It feels like it. It's weird. The Astros might even go 6-man at some point. I don't know. They still got to get more innings for Christian Javier again at some point, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know? So, all right, as we keep moving on here, there is certainly a drop around like this. Now, do we prefer Tony Gonsolin over Pineda? I think so. I'm going to do that. I think that's it. I think I nailed it, guys. I'm going to save this. And we're going to take a look. I'm going to add this. Oh, man. What would happen if I did this? If I... How does this look? Is it as obnoxious as I think it is? You should read the notes. Yes, I'm doing that. I'm absolutely doing this. We're gonna change the color to be red so it appears heavy. You should read the notes. I love this. JC, please. All right. Does it have all the changes? Yeah, it does. Okay. So this is what we do now. So I change the properties of this. It's window capture. Hey, there that is. Okay, I pull myself over. Cool. So now we can together go through this and see how ridiculous it is. Oh. What? How strange. What is that? I don't know. All right. Put Corbin at 3, you coward. Excuse you. You know I'm not doing that. Let's look. I get the feeling that everyone knew that now is when the list is actually going to happen. So here it is. This is the current edition of the list. It is not finalized. Okay? Just so we're all clear here. It's not final. This is me looking at it now and seeing how I feel. Read the heckin' notes. Exactly. Read the heckin' notes. Dude's eligible at Social Security. Yeah, you're not wrong about Odorizzi. I feel like with his injury, though, he should be okay. I would drop Pineda for Gibson. I mean, I prefer Gibson over Pineda. I wonder if there's someone else, though. 'Cause I think Pineda can help, but there's also the forearm injury that he just had. And it's just a little shaky. Yeah, Zach, I watched that start against the Mets. And I actually do like that his curveball is working better. It's just, it's not everything. It's not quite there yet. Good to see a sport counter. If you have a question, yeah. Corbin or Hendricks for Gonsolin? I would be dropping Patrick Corbin for Gonsolin. What do you think about Severino once he comes back? I'm stashing. I mean, we don't know. We do know that in the past he's been a top 15, top 10 starter, you know? So I would like to do that. I would say Eliezer is going to be a while. I think they were saying 4 to 6 weeks. Logan Webb seems like he's closer. I wouldn't really feel the need to stash John Gray. So I would probably say Logan Webb. Really depends on who's coming back first, Eliezer or Logan Webb. So with Noah's bad schedule in the last couple months, do you think he gets back to the top 10? I think he could. It's a really good top 10, though. And it would be kind of hard for me to put him over any of those guys. He'd have to really succeed. Woodruff has been such a role to consider moving him above Bieber and Scherzer. Scherzer, I don't think you realize how good Scherzer's been. Like, and it's Shane Bieber. You know? Scherzer has been 222, 0.82 whip and 36% K rate across 77 innings. Like, I'm not moving Scherzer down. Can't do that. Can't do that at all. All right, well, let's go through this. Let's go through this list. All right, hopefully it's not too small for you guys. Hopefully you can see this. I think it's all right. I think you guys can see it with decent clarity. And I'm going to talk this out as I go through to make sure that I can defend this. Wheeler, Lynn, Giolito, Glasnow, Gausman, Nola. I could see a case where people want, like, this is too high for Giolito, but honestly, he's back and he's going to be getting the innings and everything like that. I'm fine with this. Ryu, Rogers, Rodon. I do wonder if Ryu should be underneath these guys, but he's done for longer. Track record, fine. Arias did drop. Peralta's up here at 21. I think that seems pretty good. I might put... I actually think I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the tiers from here to here. I'll do that. I will remove the aces going to ace thing and put them in here. That's fine. Means and Flaherty. Both injured. And Nate +2. You only got +1. How did that happen, though? If Snell and Molly leapfrogged him. And Robbie Ray. So that's the negative one. No, but it should be 3 and 2. How did... Who else got pulled down? Oh, Ian Anderson went below Wood, and so did Sonny Gray. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Andrew. Well, Robbie Ray corrected the mistake that he had last time. I was scared after the Yankees won because all of a sudden he lost the skill set of throwing fastballs where he needed to, and then he did against the Marlins. I know everyone's going to say, oh, it's the Marlins. You can't take that seriously. It's not about the opponent. It's about what he did and what ability he showed. He showed the ability I was looking for. I mean, if I didn't imagine Wood maintaining this, he wouldn't be where he is, right? It was a bad Wood start where the RP gave 3 of his 7 runs. Well, I also think that Wood is going to rebound because he gets the Rangers. And I think like after that start, like, oh, everything is totally fine. Stroman has been pitching that well. Framber Valdez could be in the top like 30 next week. You might move Greinke to tier 6. Yeah, I was wondering where to put that line. I think each one of those has a little bit more of a ceiling, though. than Greinke does at this point. Like, Greinke's going to be like Spider-Man. He's not going to be a 3.3 ERA. He's probably going to be like a 3.5, 3.6, and a good whip without, you know. He's going to be fine. He's on a nice stretch right now, but it's going to be a balance between the two. All right, I'm going to keep moving on here. Manaea has just been pitching so well that, like, I can't deny this. I don't really... Does he have ace potential? Should I be giving him that? Actually, I should be giving it to a couple more guys. Hold on. Here. Here. I'm gonna take this off for now. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it. That's fine. All right. He does have ace potential. Gotta leave that. Caleb Smith, ace potential. All right, cool. Well, Manaea threw like 93 last start. It was so great. So great. Yeah, this makes sense to me at the same tier. Panada. I wouldn't say that Panada has ace potential. I can't quite give that to him if he doesn't have... I mean, theoretically, yes, but I think then everyone has ace potential, if that makes sense. Until he's like actually doing it for a decent amount of stretch, then it becomes ace potential, if that makes sense. You know? Dropping Manoah for Manaea, it feels tough to me in a redraft, but it's probably, yeah, I think that's the way to go. It's annoying. I would love to keep Manoah, though. Bundy wants the image next week. I hope he gets it. That'd be great. All right. So far, so good. I think we're okay with this. Maybe too high for Domingo Germán. Nah, he's just been steady and good. I can't say no about that. I actually might do this. Hold on. I think I want to do this. I think that makes more sense to me. Here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's wonderful news about Pablo. It's so good. Oh my God, it gets it tomorrow against Rocky Road. It's great. So much better than Boston. So much better. Castillo, yeah, it's fine. I mean, he should improve, but we don't know where he's at yet. I don't know if I want Eflin instead, though. He didn't even go in the past week. It's just Castillo, Gonzalo, and Lamet are a lot more exciting. I think I'm gonna... I'll leave it. I'll leave it. Josh Fleming is close to being on the list. So yeah, I can understand that. I'm not against that whatsoever. The fact that he just got messed up is the reason why he's not on it this week. But if he had done well, I think Fleming would be on here. Like, he did go 7 innings. It's kind of wild. This all makes sense. We're going to go down to Gonzalez and Tyone. Oh, it's so close. Odorizzi versus Kohar. And done. Yeah, I'm just gonna. We don't know what he is, so let's just keep him at 73. The next here seems right. So I like Ryan Weathers the most of these. Probably like Pivetta more. I'm gonna do that. Go Caleb Smith, let's go. And I'll probably put Corbin at the end of this. And then the end here. How did Ryan Yarbrough move down? It's literally relative because I wanted Sandoval and Gomber and Caleb Smith and Pivetta. I want all those shooting up. I added Lamet here and a lot of other guys. So he just moved down because of that. Oh yeah, that's actually, he deserves that. Yeah. Stash option. Absolutely. I'm fine with that. Same with Caleb Smith, you could say. And Ryan Weathers. Should say from Lamet too. And Gonsolin. And Kohar, wherever you are. Oh, it's here. Okay. And then at the bottom here. Yeah, it seems right. Is Garrett Richards rostered in enough leagues here? He's still at 28%. I don't understand. All right. There you go. Welcome to the list, guys. It's done. It is completed. We got nothing new. We just get the understanding that he's going to be a part of it for a bit. Do you think Lamet's workload will increase? Yes. He was just at about 60 plus pitches and he went up to over 70. That's why I'm raising him as high as I am, because he's then slated to go like, he could theoretically go like 80 now. Probably could be like 75 or so, but 5 innings. I'd be down with 5 innings of Dylan Lamet all the time, you know? So, count me in. All right, so. Oh, thanks so much, Geek Mill, for the host, man. Let's see. This is the week. This week's list image. I think it's time to do the notes. Look at us. It's only 2 o'clock. Wait, no. It's supposed to be Tucker Davidson. It is. It's Tucker Davidson. Oh no, 101. Oh no, someone's supposed to be removed. Who was supposed to be removed? Oh no, I messed up. I guess Johnny Cueto. Sorry, Cueto. I want to make sure that's justified though. I gotta double check. That's supposed to be Tucker Davidson. Thanks a lot, Geek Mill. I don't know if I can justify Cueto being off of it. Yeah, without Garrett Richards, maybe. The problem with Garrett Richards, here's the reason why he's still here, guys. It's because if he does get his slider back, all of a sudden, like, he unlocks, you know? And he has had a terribly rough schedule. Wow. It's weird. All our data sources are acting like yesterday's game with the Red Sox and Yankees didn't exist. Something's up with that. But yeah, he's had such a terribly rough schedule. Is this list weighted for win probability or just who is the best? I don't really weight too much with wins, Jaegerbaum, for. And I know that's probably a fault of it. I also have to read the notes. It's funny. I don't know if I mentioned win probability much in it. But it's essentially, yeah, it's who am I drafting for my teams moving forward. I generally believe that if a pitcher performs well, he's going to get a win. And I think it's just one of those things that I don't really give a lot of credit to. I will say for some teams, if there are a successful ball club, I will favor them a little bit over just some schmo on a terrible team, you know, slightly. But it's not too much of a thing here. I can't. All right. I don't want to give in and drop Garrett Richards. I got to figure this out. I don't want to remove Stripling. It's got to be Johnny Cueto. I'm sorry, Johnny. Strip a dip. Yeah, removing Cueto. So that means Kyle Gibson's still available after I dropped him. Would you drop Kikuchi for him, or do you think he'll regress soon? No. I would certainly hold on to Kikuchi instead of Gibson. I mean, I still want Gibson though. All right, cool. Yeah, Davidson's got a good fastball. It's like his stuff isn't so bad. It's just, yeah, it doesn't have the consistency you want quite yet. Like you can see that there are makings of productivity in there. It's interesting. Which industry league? I mean, in tout? What is it right now? I'm not proud of it, but it's Rich Hill, Wade Miley, Zach Wheeler, Yeah, my Kyle Gibson. I don't love it. I mean, I lost Corey Kluber, lost James Paxton. I mean, took chances on those, so that's understandable. Lost Madison Bumgarner, lost Justin Dunn. What is my lineup for this week again? So this week it's Montgomery, Wheeler, Gibson, Miley, Wainwright, Rich Hill, and Griffin Canning. We're making it work. We're slow and steady building the rotation we want. I have on the IL whenever Severino comes back. I have Sixto Sanchez that I got burned on, which is so annoying. But everyone's gotten burned in many ways this year. Also lost Mike Trout in this league, which stinks because I went heavy on the offense like Paul Goldschmidt and Merrifield and Max Muncy, Starling Marte, Ketel Marte, Cedric Mullins, got him. JT Realmuto, Buster Posey as my two catchers. But yeah, I mean, I actually feel pretty good about my Tout Wars team. It's just like I constantly feel like I'm able to get. It's a points league, so I'm able to get like consistently good starts. But I still feel like I got work to do. Yeah, I messed up a little early in the season and hasn't gone quite as I want. But hey, Zach Wheeler, like I hated that I needed to make him my ace, but that worked out really well. Paddock might be getting better. I don't know yet. Oh, that's what that is. I was wondering what this thing was behind it all, and it's the chat. That makes sense. Yeah, well, the thing about Paddock, curveball's coming along, which is actually kind of interesting. I really like the shape of it against the Mets. Fastball isn't as dominant as it used to be. Changeup is in and out, ball can change. So it's still kind of like mix and match. I think he's worth your roster spot, and starting. The ascension that he had before in 2019 seems still off. Yes, I would be dropping Paddock for Gibson. Pyro, what does this turbo thing mean next to your name? I'm learning things about Twitch. Everyone has these emojis. But all right, so it's time. It's time for the notes. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That makes sense for Twitch. It's like a power user of Twitch. Cool stuff. All right. Let's write some wonderful notes. Gotta write some wonderful notes today. I have music. Notes writing music reminder. Well, you want like a... You want that? Is that what you want for a tree? Let's write some notes. All right. Yes. Time for some notes. Let's do it. Oh, it's so good. We got to figure out a way to start doing that thing again for like the podcast. We used to do like the Patreon stuff, but the PL Plus stuff was like too overwhelming, and then we couldn't really do it. We'll figure something out. I did not play Ogre Battle 64, Andrew, but I imagine it sounds a lot like that. Zach, we actually, it's interesting. We found, we've talked to a lot of good people. We're narrowing down our searches for all of them. It's like business developer, UI UX, and WordPress developer. We're talking to some really good people. We do need a database engineer still. We're not quite sure we found the right fit yet for that. So if you are into databases, I mean, we're talking about all the fun stuff about sifting through data, JSON and SQL, and all the polls from establishing Heroku and APIs and all that kind of stuff. We want to talk to you because we are obviously doing some really fun things with stats. We haven't, I think, scratched the surface of what we want to do publicly yet. Yeah, we need your help. So come apply, come hang out, show, be a part of what we're creating because it's really, really cool. Oh, an attorney. Oh, that's awesome. We actually were really lucky to have a good amount of people helping on that end. But absolutely, I'll reach out if we're looking for the right fit for that. Yeah, database work is a very specific thing. With CSW taking the national stage of new stats. Okay, well, first of all, what? I mean, that sounds great and wonderful. And I very much appreciate that thought, PJ. What do you think will be the next to make the leap onto the national stage? There are a lot of different things that could. There's a lot of different ways it can go. We are certainly working on one or two. The beauty of CSW was how simple it was, right? And again, I'll say this again. I still feel like I stumbled into it. I got incredibly lucky. I still feel like someone invented it before I did. Just no one was public about it. I feel like I don't know. Just kind of happened. And I got lucky for it. But it was just incredibly simple. combine these two things. Here's a new thing, you know, and we've tried to combine everything else, but for some reason we just didn't combine those two things. So the reason I think it's gotten as much publicity as it has is because it's innately just stupid simple, you know, it just makes sense and whatever. And it's kind of one of those things, again, I feel like someone else invented it. That's how simple it is, right? I think the next step is for us really to not be as simple, because I think we've exhausted all of that. There are some very interesting things, though, that we can do that we aren't quite doing yet. And the question is if it has intrinsic value or not. And for it to be... Yeah, like if... There are a lot of questions about how we're assessing value. And if there's a way for us to assess things in a different perspective, then that could be really cool. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to, I don't know. I want to have this conversation at a later date, if that makes sense. What tool are you talking about, Roa? We've been developing something for like 2 years or something like that. So we want to make sure we get it right. I don't know if it was a tool. It's not really a tool. It's a different way of looking at this stuff. Oh, yeah, that thing. Well, I mean, I can't talk about that. I really think it has, like, I can't talk about that. It's, yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm looking at, like, a time machine. It shouldn't exist. There has to be a problem with it. There just has to be. Yeah, we are developing that, and I guarantee you at some point I can talk about it openly. I'll be like, and the problem with that was this, but we haven't actually figured out what was wrong with it yet. And it might not be wrong, but it should be wrong. It's got to be something. We'll love to see a stat that measures spin rate plus velocity, expected velocity plus location. Yeah, I mean, that stuff's really hard, Zach. It sounds really easy, but surprisingly hard. We'll see. We'll see where the next, you know. The cool thing is, honestly, is that there's so much access to this stuff now. It's just a matter of time before we really nail it, you know? And I would love for it to be from us, but I'll be honestly, I feel like the community's grown so much, and the comprehension of it all is way better than used to be. So it's just a matter of time before there's just some genius and they do it, you know. All right. Do I have a sticky stuff list? I do not, Ultra. That might be helpful, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's I think it's something that I think we can't really do anything actionable on right now. Yeah, right? Except for DeGrom. Seems like every year a new stat or quantitative measuring tool becomes center stage, i.e. exit velocity, spin rate, CSW. I do too. If it does work out, I'm not even kidding you guys. When we do PL7, it's going to be like a 45-minute intro live stream of me doing the whole Steve Jobs and presenting it. Like, if it is exactly what I think it is, and I do think it's a very game-changing thing, but I'm under the impression that many people have tried to do what I'm doing. And when I say I'm doing, I mean like me working with incredibly smart people on our staff that do not get any, you know, this is like what they're doing here. So, you know, I don't really get much, I shouldn't be getting much credit for it. It's more of, I have this idea. Can you guys help create all these things and, you know, let me try and manage it and see, like, sift through it. So we said that normalizes results from a start against quality of the lineup. How do you judge the quality of a lineup, though, Billy? That's the huge question. Should we be including how they performed that day? Should it be the last 5 games? Or quality of a lineup is a very hard thing to do. I don't want to be scooped up by a front office. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not what I want. I like my life. I like being able to just talk about this stuff and be passionate with y'all and stream and just be on the outside as a fan, you know? Working for a front office is bad. Yeah, Andrew will tell you. Right? Yeah, and the idea that you guys think I would be scooped up by a front office is very touching, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I'm not a quant. You know, I'm not someone who does modeling or SQL polls or anything like that. You know, I don't really think I'm going to be that guy. So, yeah. I enjoy this. I enjoy the fact that Pitcherless can exist and, like, we can create our sanctuary where we get to talk about baseball and have so much fun and do podcasts and make videos and incredible articles and be able to still talk to pitchers about stuff and, you know, make jokes and have nicknames and silly terms and talk about medium rare pancakes. Like, this is the fun. This is, like, why we enjoy baseball, you know? And working in a front office would be this... It would suck the fun out of it in many ways. So, yeah, it's not... Oh, man. I don't want to be the Jonah Hill. Oh, that's why Jeff Sullivan probably got hired to the front office. You want me to join the Phillies? I don't want to join the Phillies. That sounds like a terrible job. All right, we're gonna keep moving here. I gotta say, I mean, there are a lot of pitchers that I just vastly enjoy watching. But there is something to be said about like the thing that DeGrom, Alcantara, and Wheeler all have in common is just super good heaters. And actually, like watching Brandon Woodruff, it's not nearly as satisfying for whatever reason as watching Wheeler and Alcantara with it. Corbin Burns with this cutter though is, and there's just something about it that isn't quite there with like Scherzer and Bauer. Even Darvish always feels like it's a little more fragile almost. But you see Alcantara and Wheeler just chuck it on the edges at like 99, 98. It's just, it feels like every single batter is on their heels. Oh, it's so much fun. What do you mean by violent? In a good or bad way? Andrew, when you interviewed for a job with the Red Sox, Perpetua, you interviewed with the Red Sox? I didn't know that. I'm kind of an idiot. Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like in any business, that's all you want. Like all you want is, yeah, at any business, like I would love to have people to ask the right questions. Like, hey Nick, maybe we should start doing this or doing that. Those are the things for me that make like pitcher so fun. Is I get to ask these questions about, what would be a really fun thing that we could do that is within the realms of what we, is attainable. If it's not attainable, why isn't it attainable? And what can we achieve? Those questions shockingly are not like, for me, that's the most fun stuff, but it's not for everybody else, so it's, I'm not shocked in the slightest that front office is like, hey, you ask good questions. That's a good thing. That's everything, Absolutely. All right. Well, let's keep moving along here. We're in tier 5. I got a link to that. Let's see what happens if we just do Blake Snell news. Are we, how long does it take? Oh my God. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it makes me really happy. Literally, all I did was just Google Blake Snell and go to news. And this is what I was looking for. Oh, that's great. I gotta tell him ahead of that. So yeah, this is a dope article, and y'all should read it if you haven't yet. There is no SEO, man. Oh, it's such a good graphic. Oh my god. Who is that? Is that Packard? No, it's Doug Harlan, man. Love it so much. He's got the stadium in the background too. Ah, so good. I'm starting him against the Royals. I think I got a bit unlucky last time. Oh, no. I highly doubt that Spora does. He's got his own internal ranking. That's great. There you go. There's that. Hey, what's up, Leo? With MLB beginning to crack down on sticky stuff, is any worries that Trevor Bauer? Yeah, so I mean, the more I've talked about it today, I am starting to lean a little bit more that Bauer's specifically is going to decline because there was such a dramatic shift in ability when he was using sticky stuff. But really, everyone's stuff is going to decline then, right? I mean, us trying to pick out who are the ones that are going to get hit the most is just a near impossible task. So I'm not really going to make any adjustments on the list to it. And honestly, I think it's a really tough game to play. So I'm just kind of ignoring all of it. Which is a better indicator for a pitcher, Sierra or XFIP? I wouldn't. I mean, if I had to choose one, it's Sierra because I think X assumes that home run prevention isn't a skill, and I think it is. But it's honestly, I don't really mention either one because I'm someone who focuses more on just raw repertoires and their performances themselves, and less of like expected ERAs and stuff. Because this is the internal question of just because he performed this way before doesn't mean he's going to repeat it or not again. And I think there's something that I believe in more. It's the story and narrative of how they're pitching and what they're using. That I know it's a really raw things. Okay, Andrew. It's not raw. It's medium rare. Big difference. I'm not just like mixing up batter and then just drinking it out of a bowl. You don't know what they're talking about. I like my pancakes slightly runny. That's literally all this is. Anyway, yeah, I'm the weird like pseudo analyst where I don't, I'm not as, I don't go so far into the StatCast realm in this way. I'm more about the granular pitch data that then dictates my feelings one way or another. I like runny eggs too. Oh, now Zach's getting into it. Okay, all right. Well, oh hey Sport, thanks for the sub, man. I didn't realize you had subbed. I hope you're enjoying the lovely pitcherless badge. Over 6 months. Look at you. Oh my God. Thank you so much. 6 months. Jeez. You're amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's such a tough balance. There's no right way of doing this. I think what makes honestly fantasy baseball so great is that there is no, there's no correct way, right? I'm someone where I think that the most interesting part is how are they using their pitches? What are their pitches? And how they performed with one certain day is that part of the whole story of what's consistent and doable and repeatable and that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't really look at Sierra or XFIP in season. Maybe some BABIP stuff, just to get a general sense of like, is he like dramatically overperforming with something or not? Same with homer or fly ball rates, that kind of thing. Left on base rates, yeah, too. I mean, the hotel is still relevant. It's just not the entire story. It's just, like for example, the classic, the Noah Syndergaard flaw was that he had a 330 BABIP, and we always just assumed that was going to go down, and I didn't think it was, because he threw too many hittable pitches. So, I mean, it's a whole back and forth with that. How do we unsub? Have you guys had it before? And all I mean is like, I don't know, like slightly gooey, not actually like leaking out. Just slightly gooey, slightly, not overly dry flour pancakes. Those are just, ugh. That stuff's not good. You need like a middle ground. That's all medium rare. I'm gonna move on. Cool, good talk. Gonna go to tier 7 now, okay? Who do we want to talk about here? Oh my God, Nick. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm writing. Still can't see what I'm writing. I'll try that. Maybe that works. No, I got lucky in the league. I got like 6 guys going in my offense. What do you think of Nick Gibson's next start being the Dodgers? I just feel like there's regression coming. Do you think of that? Do you think that? Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've been expecting regression from Gibson for like 2 months now. I think it's at a point where you just start him. Like, you don't think about it. You just start him. And I think he also has like a Vargas rule plus at this point. So you're gonna start 2 starts for him to be done. So. Yeah, it is. Look at Poggers talking about play of the game there. Yeah, Scooble is the featured image this week. Pretty cool. So are you thinking about the names of these tiers that Alex will ask for? I have not thought about it at all. But I certainly will beforehand. Look, okay, let's do this. Let's do this game. Because Spore, I'm kind of like, I'm with you. In the sense that, I play the schedule a lot, especially with guys that are outside the top 35 or whatever. But here's the thing. This is the schedule that Gibson has had to deal with. And I remember this start. He had such a good start against the Orioles. I was like, he's not going to do well against Chicago White Sox. Chicago's a great team. 1 earned run. Fine. Not against the Red Sox. 1 earned run. Fine. Not against the Twins. 3 earned runs in 8 innings. Okay. Giants was fine. Houston, 7 and 6 earned runs. Innings with 3 earned runs between them. He's definitively succeeded against these excellent offenses. Right? So that's the thing is like, I was thinking the same thing as you, but it's just, he's doing it. So we just got to keep going and not question it. I mean, it could be like a John Gant thing. Like, look at these BABIPs. 222, 182, 214. Oh, you can't see this because it's too far over. There we go. There's that BABIP. 222, 182, 214, 059, 176. But it's just, I don't know. Like, these are decent CSWs in here, and it's hard to say no. No one is Gant. Man, that Gant was something. Oh my God. Well, that was one start against Houston. He only had 3 strikeouts. 20% strikeout. I mean, look at this. This is just, you just do it. 30% CSW too. He's getting called strikes. Ignore this, by the way. We gotta fix those, I think. Yeah, Gant is totally back now. He had his regression. That's it. Oh, thanks so much, Leo. And if you don't know what that sound is, that's me on a podcast. Well, on the podcast, I made a sound. And it was that sound, so we amplified it. That's amazing. Oh, yeah. No, his sinker's too hittable. But we're going to move on here. Hey, all right. Thanks so much, Spore. Bird owls. Yeah, I didn't see the yeah, if I don't hear the noise, I don't think it's a thing. Dominated the Padres with just this. Yeah. Yeah. Poggers. Yeah, I started Peel in 2014. I was doing it with a friend of mine. And essentially I found out like a week before launch, or like, yeah, a week before launch, that he had done none of the work he was supposed to. So then like, you know, pretty much like took the week off and did all this stuff. And I've had a lot of help. You know, like for example, I got to give a shout out to Max Posner, who 2014 I had started myself and I needed some help, and he stepped up back then. Who's actually still, you know, he's helping out where he can along the site. But yeah, this has been something I've been, like, we got shut down in 2014 and then I brought it back as Pitcherless in 2015. But yeah, it's been crazy with so many amazing people coming on, you know, and helping build all these incredible things we do. And yeah, Mr. Sporer over here helping out immensely, you know, bringing me onto rotographs and on Sleeper in the Bus and stuff. Like, huge. You know, there's no way we are what we are without that. Love you, Sporer. Oh yeah. What are the what are the exact numbers for Schoolville lately? Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot, Poggers. So this is crazy. Like, you see the 144 whip and the 4.33 ERA, but then all of a sudden, last 4 starts, 11.899. And here's the thing, by the way, if you didn't know this, guys, my SP roundups are inside of the game log. If you didn't know this before, we haven't advertised this properly yet. I really should. But I mean, that's when I led with Scooble. Like everything you know, so if you just go to expand all, you can see that here. What is missing here? Oh, we got to get that up there. For some reason, these aren't in there. All right. Well, we just need to hit the thing. What is going on here? I can change this. Did he come in relief? That's probably what it was. That's back when he wasn't starting. But anyway, slider, 52%, 41%, 41%, 38%, 40%. His slider has been dominant for about 4 starts now. And that's what drives all of this. Yeah, this has got to come down, and I think that these 3 walks, I think over time this will become an easier thing for him. He's still not like quite done yet, but the fact that he does against the White Sox and the Yankees, and I mean then took advantage of the Mariners and in Cleveland is really nice. He's also getting the pitches. Like, this is over 90 for 3 straight starts. I love that. He needs to be more efficient. I think that can come. What is it? It's 37. Wow. Is that right? Yeah. I love talking about this. I think we don't like spend enough time in season talking about development, right? We always say in the off season, like, oh no, I think, like, you know, over time he will develop into a starter, like, that we really like. but we don't actually in season understand that it's not just from being really bad to really good. There's always like blips, so it's like this or that spikes and all this stuff, and it's a tumultuous process. So we don't ever like really sit back and go, huh? So this is development. These are the little things along the way. A good example, I think, is Justin Dunn right now. We're like seeing him improve his fastball velocity. Okay, and here's Tarek Skubal using sliders more. Oh, we're seeing more success with it. He will probably hit a wall at some point, but then he's probably going to come back out the other end, you know? Do you think Luzardo is still a hold? I don't. That's a good question. I have not been monitoring Luzardo much lately. What LG size? Oh, what league size? Okay. I have not heard anything about Maeda. Yeah, thanks, more. Logan Webb. Logan Webb, perfect example. Change-ups and sliders, right? All of a sudden, like, oh, hey, he's kind of understanding those things. You know? It's always relative. I don't know what it'll be when he does return. But yeah, he's like Kershaw right now, who's at number 10. You know? I would imagine that actually Chris Sale could probably be better than Kershaw when he does return and pitching in full. I wouldn't be holding Luzardo in an 8-teamer. Not worth it. Not worth it, cats. I like being brutally honest. Oh yeah, I dropped Luis Garcia in a league because I totally expect him to struggle in his tough schedule. Yeah, I know that feeling, D. Last question. What's wrong with Nola? So it's kind of funny. Fast and I had talked about this. I was of the impression of optimism where like, oh, hey, on a given night, there's going to be one pitch that is really good. And then Fast is like, on a given night, there's going to be one pitch that is really bad, right? And I think he's certainly been more right in this way of, yeah, Nola hasn't been that full self that allows him to beat the guys that he's faced, because he's had a really, really tough schedule. On the other side of it, I feel like over time, Nola's still going to be great, especially when the schedule does get a little bit more lax. So I wouldn't worry too much about Nola at all. What are the expectations for Coward tonight against the Angels? My understanding is he has a good mid-90s fastball or so, maybe in low to mid-90s, with decent command and a really good changeup. I'm excited about that. I heard he didn't allow any home runs in minor leagues so far. It's a major question though. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be starting him in 12 teamers. I would pick him up and wait and see though. John Means and Jorge Polanco for Nola. Oh yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, I would be down with Nola in that deal. Well, yeah. His JOB is to not give up home runs, of course, Scanler. As you know, I think he's going to be able to do that again. It's really just a slider. He just needs to throw a slider more again. And I think he got a little unlucky in his last start. He should do well against the Royals tonight. Yeah, Spore is exactly right. Stashing no one in an 8-teamer. 100% right. There will always be more guys in the waiver wire. You know, my thought process of burning and churning in 12-teamers is just hyper realized in an 8-teamer. Make sure those guys are aces and keep moving on. All right, there's a tier. Tier 8 is probably on the podcast going to be the land of the holdables. God, we're only at 58? I'm already at 1,800 words? Oh, my lord. Herman Marquez finally breaking out of the year. Everyone is off of him. I mean, I do agree in the sense that Herman Marquez's slider and curveball are both really good again. They haven't been for, since 2018, I think. But I mean, I haven't seen that for a bit, but still it's, it hasn't been like the tough schedule, and like those teams he has faced in cores hasn't been that rough or whatever. I have Lynn, Nola, Castillo, Gray, Morden, Rodriguez, Sale, Severino, Montgomery. Should I try to save some of these away from good batters, or just drop Sale and Severino? I'm assuming, by the way, that's Sonny Gray. Yeah, I feel like Eduardo Maeda, you gotta drop something there. It's all right. It's just gonna happen. Someone else is gonna get it, and that's fine. But it's just not the situation you're in. Yeah, Coors is undefeated. I'm pretty much with you here, Spore. I got to move him up a little bit because of the slider and curveball have both been good, but I'm still kind of in this purgatory with him. Hey, thanks so much, Miles, for subbing with Prime. You're awesome. Ooh, 3 months for you, Miles. Look at you. By the way, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch sub. So it costs nothing for you and helps me out a lot. So yeah, thanks, Miles. You're awesome. All right, let's move on to tier. We're still in tier 9. That's not how you spell reminisce. Reminisce. I don't know, man. Just tell me what it is. This. Oh my god, this is so. My mind is blank. Oh my god. Yeah, thank you. I was like, tell me, Google. Reminisce. Yeah. Right. REMINSC. Reminisce. Jesus. Oh, you guys can't see my struggles. See, these are my struggles. Yeah, the reminisce. You try to scroll down the list. That's funny. I want to also talk about Nathan Eovaldi. It was with an A, right? Yeah. That is a joke. Oh, I know, Spore. That's what I was doing. But I was trying to do it on my own. Oh, thanks, Spore. Yeah. The other one I wanted to mention here was... Don't remember. That's fine. The AL Cy Young? Cole Bieber, Lynn, Glasnow. It's probably going to be Cole. Let's see. Sorry, catching up on chat now. Will Milwaukee be limiting Burns' and Woodruff's innings? Yes. Burns, yes. Burns is supposed to go roughly 160. I would say they're going to push Woodruff more than Burns. I would probably say like 180, 190 for Woodruff. But Burns should be limited. They might push him up to 165 or 170, but at some point they're going to start pulling him a little earlier. It's just what they said. I mean, they're like, we're going to slap 100 innings onto everybody, and that's just their rule. That's what they said in the offseason. Yeah, the Brewers are one of the few teams that actually like outwardly said their plan. But yeah, Spor's right. Like they say that, but if the Brewers are in contention or something, like they'll want Burns pitching those games, Dun, 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 dun. So would you drop Luzardo over Pollack? Probably. I mean, you're just trying to get starts that are worthwhile at this point. Oh, actually, is the new one out yet? No, don't do that. Do not leave this page right now. Let me just save this right now just to make sure that doesn't happen again. Pollack could be getting the Mets again. I think James put out his new one. Here it is. If you guys don't have this bookmarked, you really, really, really should. It just came out today. James is so good at this. Okay. So Pollack. So it looks like he gets the Mets next weekend. I'm in for that start, so yeah, I'd pick him up for that. Probably not this one. This is on the road though. I would do that one. I would do that one. It's the most valuable like tool. You guys should all have this bookmarked. Just search for expected SB schedules by James Chiano. It's really, really fantastic. Off is essentially when there's a day off before it. So like if you see off, it generally means that game is going to be a Friday or a Tuesday, because most off days are Monday and Thursday. So it's a really good way to like tell where, like this right here. So this is a 4-game series, and then you have off. So this is probably a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, actually, I take that back. This looks like it's Tuesday and Wednesday, and then they have Thursday off, and then it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? This is just saying there's an off day before it, so you can kind of like figure out where you are in the rotation. Oh, Andrew, you're the best, man. Thank you. I don't know why you're saying that all of a sudden now. I if Sandal does anything close next outing to his last one, it's a must add. Yes. Yeah, if he's able to still get all those whiffs, unbelievable. Oh, I've done that before. Back in like 2016, I would do the entire list and then it wouldn't save. And I have to redo it again. It was the worst. Yeah, I'd be holding Weathers if I mean, I have him in this tier, so these are the intriguing ones. Spore, you see who's at 81? You see that, Spore? Look at look at 80 and 81. Look at these guys. Oh no, Robbie Ray for 2 starts, absolutely. I mean, Caleb Smith, his slider and changeup earned 1 whiff combined, so it's not quite there yet. But Pivetta is like, oh, I know he is. It's me and Fast. Same thing with Nick Pivetta too, so it's pretty fun to be able to put them at 80 and 81. Yeah, I gotta write about like all of these guys. This is like the fun stuff, and then I'll just kind of blow away tier 13. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Oh, it's good to see you, Ted Shark. Thanks for joining. What do I think of Gibson's next matchups? Let's take a look. Right, so this is not a good road, but Gibson has done well against strong offenses like all season. So until like he does 2 poor ones, honestly, I think I'd start him for all 4. It's kind of crazy. Like, let's say he does poorly against the Dodgers and then he goes against the Twins and is okay. I'm starting him for both Oakland starts then, right? So this has to be like intrinsically like an atrocity for me to avoid him moving forward. What is it? I don't know if it's double digit, but... Oh yeah, it was 92 miles per hour on his fastball, though. Ryan Weathers. And last one I'll mention is Logan Gilbert. And that's development. Okay. Last tier. Okay, well. Another drop for I don't think he's a stash because the stash suggests you're not starting him, and I would be starting Shane McClanahan. Sweet. Oh, I think we did it. So who had the who said 2,800 words for all the notes? 'Cause you got it right if you did. I can hear it in your voice, Andrew. Oh man, yeah, Gibby is locked for Wednesday against San Francisco. What? Gibby is locked in for Wednesday versus San Francisco. Oh, really? Oh, he's going here instead? Yeah, that doesn't really change anything. It's much better, obviously, than Los Angeles. This is Houston against Minnesota versus Minnesota, though. That's a little annoying, but sweet. Sounds great to me. Okay, a book is more than 2,800 words. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty even there. I mean, I think we'll also be more encouraged about starting against Houston if he succeeds against the Giants, right? I'd rather have it in this order. So, Johnny Callison, that's the off day before the team. So, like, they had Monday off, then Tuesday, Wednesday, then this is a Friday game, off being the day before. And book me as many words as you want. There you go. I love it. Yeah, I mean, you know, the roundups every day are like 2,000 words, so I'm used to speed typing. But anyway, guys, let me just take a look at it one more time. Make sure there are no, like, dramatic errors that are standing out here. I'm sure there are.
What? Dang, look at
Trigger
you.
doesn't push his value up like many others now ahead of him. Hey, thanks so much for the follow, Floyd. You're awesome. I'm game to start him after. That's just... This feels like that's an extra one. It is. Cool. I just don't want to see these things anymore. Go away. I know I'm missing an article. I don't want the article. As a star. Okay, I want that one. I've been working on a project for like 8 weeks, and I do why you do this list. And I just want to say doing the list is a lot less work than this project. That's funny. I'm good, Andrew. I would probably do Gibson against San Francisco. I think that's the safest one, Alex. I mean, Gonsolin is very tempting, but no, and Coffee Cakes, I don't think the Brewers one is going to offset the Dodgers one enough. All right, I'm going to see if there's anything that's just like, okay, I got to do that. Where is he? There's that. I love this color. I think it looks really good. Cool. Let's let it loose. This is good. This is good. This is good. Week 11. You should read the notes at the bottom. Looks great. And it has Tucker Davidson, right? Good. Oh, he has no labels, though. Whew, that was close. Streaming option. Playing time question. Ratio focus. Let's just go with that for now. Named like Will Reed. That's funny. Did we finally move the just missed guys to the bottom? No, this is where the list shows up. So the fringe stuff is here. Let me actually just look through the blurbs. I've got a second. I need to look through this stuff. So like streaming options, let's just make sure that that's all nicely checked off. Low IPS stuff Is this still? I wouldn't say that Dylan Cease is anymore. Neither is Rich Hill. Blake Snell is. Robbie Ray isn't. Freddie Peralta isn't. Tyler Glasnow isn't. So that's good. Got rid of that. He's still kind of a cherry bomb. So are these guys. He still has strikeout upside now. I think he's not a Toby anymore. This is a Toby. Doesn't really have this. This is ratio focus. Quality starts. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I made some headway. Yeah. Okay. All right. Update that. Cool. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of this once again. Y'all are the best. All the support, all of the questions, all of the double checking what I'm doing and stuff, like, invaluable. Seriously. Thank you all for being a part of it. If you just tuned in for the list, I mean, you should tune in the mornings, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm streaming, doing all my morning work, ask all your questions there and stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I will be back streaming tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'll talk to you guys then. Thanks for being here. And as always, may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.